Hello everybody, welcome to another Monday live stream. My camera's not working today for some reason, but I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, how's it going, Neil? My camera's not working for some reason. I don't know why. Hello, hello. All right, well, you don't get to look at my beautiful face. Okay, I am here. Trying to figure out how to spell stylized. There we go. Okay, just updating the title here. How is everybody doing today? You guys are doing all right. I saw this wonderful design just browsing today on Facebook during the Character Design Challenge Facebook group. Ran across this new artist named Rich Cameron, not new, but new to me. And I just love his style, the way he draws his fingers and toes and things like that. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, Mark? How you doing? Let's see, what are we at compared to the floor here? Okay, today I'm working in 2024. So that's new. I remembered this time. Okay, I'm going to start with his body. Typically, I'll start with the character's head. But today, since his body is so prominent, I decided I was going to start with that. Let's go ahead and get this red color going. Hey, Tattoon. Hey, Alex. Retopoing. Yay. I don't know if that's sarcastic or... My camera is not working for some reason. I don't know if another program has taken it hostage. I don't know why it's not working. But I apologize for that. No, I haven't used my hand overlay for quite some time, but my webcam or my camera typically works. I don't know what's going on with it. I didn't have time to reboot my machine to try and get it to work in time, so I didn't notice that it wasn't working until the last minute. I'm like, oh crap, but oh well. Okay. Get this body shape going. This really pointy kind of tummy area here. Hey, what's up, Chris? How are you doing? I'm going to take these shoulders very narrow. And then I keep wanting to go thinner. Hey, Warren, how are you? Okay. Let's go do move infinite. That's good to hear. I modeled a Krampus a long time ago, but I couldn't resist. This design's too good. Okay. Kyle said he was going to give you posting privileges. I just don't think he's done it yet. I don't know. Have I heard about Anim School? Yeah. I know the owner, David Gallagher. Yeah, they do great stuff. Okay. Now, let's do the feet. Hey, what's up, Brad? I thought you'd like it. I actually thought of you when I saw it. You should see the guy's other stuff. But don't model that mushroom. I want to model it. I'm just kidding. You can model whatever you want. Oh, too funny. Okay, I'm gonna use this appendage brush. Just kind of get his head in place here. So funny. I love, my favorite part about this whole design are the two little baby kid heads in the bag. They're just like peeking out of there. It's so funny. How to make stealing kids funny. Okay, Neil. I'll have to remind him. Okay, let's get that a little closer. Get his neck in there, just so we can kind of get a feeling of where that is. Hey, Leonard, how are you? Welcome, welcome. It's weird now that the, I don't know why, but the Insert Multi-Mesh brush in 2024, it does not put the gizmo at the insert origin of the object. I need to ask them why that is. And how I can switch it back. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? My camera's not working today, so I apologize for that. It was working, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's not. Just decided no. Trying to get your Christmas ornaments done. Nice. Is that for the challenge over on Ian's Discord? What's the concept? I've applied for character animation course at NM School, although I have done previous course with Noman. What do you say for character artist and animator? Is this the right I mean, it's completely up to you. Oh, sorry, Leonard, I didn't. Sometimes I don't pick up because there's no like voice inflection, you know? So it's like, what? So as far as Anim School, I mean, I did animation professionally in my career for about 5 years. And then I went back to character modeling because that's what I love to do the most. But it's completely up to you, you know, what you feel like. And if you feel like you would enjoy animation, then, you know, go for it. There's nothing saying you couldn't do that. Like I said, that's what I did, and I liked it. I still enjoy animation. I just haven't done it for a long time. I think I made them too thick back here. We get those sweeping curves. Oh yeah, that's my other Krampus sculpt. Right. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I think this whole stream I'm gonna be like, sorry, my camera's not working. What's up, David? You just search all over the internet for random concepts, or there's somewhere you go? Well, usually I just kind of surf Pinterest because Pinterest is a rabbit hole. And so if you find like a concept artist that you like, you can find other works by that artist. But in this instance, I am part of a group on Facebook called Character Design Challenge. And that's where this came from. And then I reached out to the person who did this and asked their permission, like last minute, because I just saw it today and asked him, and he said sure, and here we are. So it's always good to ask permission. before you just go modeling something. And if you don't hear from that person, if you want to just use it for learning purposes only, which is what you should do anyway. Yeah, he was a little tall here. Make sure you always credit the artist. So this has been done by Rich Cameron. You'll notice whenever I post a concept, I put their credit there. Okay. Been doing ornaments for friends and family since my teens. Oh, you told me that. That's right. You should just grab an image of yourself and use Spotlight to make it look like your camera's working. I totally should. Like I never look up. I'm just always working. And my arm never moves. I just sit there. Rich's Dr. Strange Rooster? I don't know that I've seen that. Oh, yeah, the GIF. That'd be fun. Okay, so this leg, I think I'm just going to kind of squish it around instead of blocking out every little bit for the sake of speed. See, the origin is up here. Why is it up here? I don't know. So I got to put it down here. That's weird. I need to ask the fine folks at Maxon what's going on with that. I know, Leonard, for sure. Okay, so here, this is the density that we have on this. Let's scoot this in. If you can't find the artist name, is it okay to still use the concept but just post the URL? Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, sometimes you can't find the original artist. There's also a reverse image search on Google. If you go to Google Images, you can actually upload a picture and say, find similar pictures to this, and sometimes it will find the original artist that way. That's a good way to do it. But yeah, it's always good to just kind of do credit, is just do your due diligence and try and credit the person as much as you can. Okay, let's see how that kind of goes. Having import location issues. They don't import back in the same. Oh, really? Is it an asymmetrical model? And are you using, how are you importing it? I mean, I'm a volunteer here. I don't work for Maxon, so I can try and help as much as I can, but I'm not official, just so you know. Okay, let's bend this. Back like this. Next time, everyone should tell their own idea. Let's create a concept. Sometimes I'll use Midjourney, not Mid, yeah, for like, just for get some initial ideas. But usually I'll go find concept from a real person if I can. Sometimes you can't always get what you want. Hey, look, Lori, how are you? Till now, how many characters have you sculpted? I don't know. I think it's in the hundreds by now, easily. for the IMM brush, it's just putting the origin at the center of the world. No, it's doing it random. I don't know why it's putting it where it puts it. I don't like. Okay, for example, here's where I left the gizmo. Okay, and I'll even reset it like this. And then when I do, if I did a insert multi-mesh, and then let go, and then show the gizmo again, see it's still there. It just doesn't move. I don't know why. I don't know if that has something to do with dynamic local symmetry. Let's try it. I'm going to turn that dynamic on. There's this little word dynamic right up here. I'm going to try it. Nope, that didn't do it. I don't know why. Hey, Jerome, how are you? I was just thinking about you today. How's it going? Well, I just haven't heard from you for a while. Thanks for stopping by. My camera's not working today, though. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that one out. But I didn't realize it wasn't working until like the last second. So I'm like, oh dang. Any portfolio advice as a character artist? I would say get good at blocking out characters and understanding proportions and form and shape before you get into the details. Start large, work small. Work from large to small, I should say. That's good to hear. Good to hear, good to hear. All right, so for this one, I think I will do an insert because it just makes sense. All right. I'm doing well as well. I just thought I'd do this isn't really a Christmas sculpt, but it's a December wintry. And it's just a really fun design, so I thought I'd give it a go. And I love the way this designer designs his character's hands and feet. Like these fingers are pretty fun, but some of his other characters are really great. They're very like, I don't know how to explain it, like clumpy, I guess is a good word. Clumpy. Looks like it's just not moving. Yeah, David, that's my complaint. Is it's not moving the origin to where the insert is, and I don't know why, because I'm used to it. I'm used to it doing that. And I liked the way it was working, but now it doesn't work that way. So I'm like wondering, I'm sure there's a way to change it. I just don't know how. Okay, let's do the toesies. See, it's back here. I'm expecting it to be right there, but it's not, so I have to move it here, which is fine. Okay, I got to think about this. I think I might make those two toes one big shape and then cut them. That's what I'm gonna do. Chibi Krampus, yeah, kind of. All right. And it doesn't really matter, but I kind of like to keep my my geometry straight, kind of aligned with the world. It just tends to work better if you do it that way. Okay, so let's get this angle right. Sometimes this move infinite brush behaves in a weird way. That's why you just kind of smooth it out. Okay. I kind of miss having my camera. Not that I can see you guys if I have my camera or not, but you know, occasionally looking up when I'm looking at the chat, you guys can kind of see when I'm quote unquote interacting with chat. It's kind of weird not having it. You said you heard of Anim School, but I wasn't really paying attention. Yes, I have. I know the owner, David Gallagher. I've known him for a long time. He's from Utah. He's a good guy. They have some good instructors. They teach stylized character modeling like I do. They typically teach it in a little more structured fashion than I do. So if that's what you like, then it's good. Yeah, it's great. It's more expensive, and it's accredited, so it's a good option if that's the route you want to go. They teach rigging, animation, and character modeling. Okay, I'm going to isolate this because I kind of want to push this around without it getting skewed. I feel like it's getting skewed a bit. I want it to kind of be symmetrical. Okay. You're also from Utah too. I'm there only for facial animation improve. You're in. I'm trying to understand that sentence. Are you in Utah as well for facial animation, or in at Anim School? Okay. I'm gonna get this. This is much smaller back here. It kind of plugs into the back of it. Like that. It's pretty funny. Okay, it's way too long though. Okay, let's fix this. It's one of those add react things that I like to tell my students. You add the shapes and then you can judge the measurements after the shapes are added. If you don't have the shapes there, there's nothing to measure. So I'm gonna look at this, maybe like that. I do teach an online course myself. Mine is for a bit more casual type learning. It's all pre-recorded, learn at your own pace. And we have a great community. But a lot of the content is the same as what you would learn at Anim School. Oh, you're at Anim School. Got it. Okay. I'm just like, you're referring to two different things in the same sentence. So I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. What is that? Is that a Krampus icon? There's a goat. Okay. Now, I'm going to try this new feature in 2024 that I haven't really messed with too much. I'm going to try it. Howie, I'm just trying to get it there just by eye, not like actual symmetry, you know. But I think that's what this local symmetry is about. Like if I were to put the here, let me mask it off or isolate it, and then put this in the middle. Let's reset this, and if I kind of turn the gizmo like this, and I have local symmetry turned on, I think, yeah, see how it kind of goes across the center like that? But it's not perfect unless you align your gizmo up perfectly in the beginning. But that's what that dynamic word on local symmetry is. It will make it symmetrical across its own shape. Yeah. So kind of. Okay. I'm going to split these. Let me see if I can split this. I'm going to save it though. Okay, I don't want to start over again if it crashes for some reason. Okay. So with this knife cut brush now in 2024, you can angle this. I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. What is the key? There it is. Okay. So if you do Control Shift and then you add the space bar to that, this little menu comes up, and you can choose B radius, polygroup, or split to parts. B radius will cut like a slice out of it with a thickness. Polygroup will just cut it into polygroups, and then split to parts is what I want. And basically when I go to cut this, so I'm moving my camera, so I'm looking right down the center, and then I'm going to kind of go like this, boink, and then it I don't know why it didn't work symmetrically, but here, let's try it on this side. Because symmetry is on. Let me turn off local symmetry just for a second here. Nope. I'll have to mirror and weld it. Hey, David. Sean, I'm Shane, but I'm doing well, thank you. Okay. So, what this does, it did not cut it. Why didn't it cut it? Because it did a polygroup. I'm trying to get used to this. Okay, let me try both of these on and see. Well, B radius will cut an actual slice based off your brush size. So I'm going to try doing that. It's not working. I think it's got to be, I think it can't be hidden geometry. So let me do split hidden parts and get this into its own. I think that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Kind of like Maya with object symmetry. Oh, you're fine, David. No worries. It happens all the time. All the time. Okay. So let's try this one more time. There it goes. I don't know why it's okay. I'm turning B radius off, polygroup off. I just want split to parts. This should do it now. There it goes. That's what I wanted. All right. Still getting used to the new tools. So what that did is that just split these into two different pieces. Now I can hit Control W to put the currently masked object in its own mask. And now I can isolate that and pull it away like this. And you can see there's two pieces. And when it slices it, it adds new polygroups. So there's a new polygroup in here and one out here. And I just put both of these in the same polygroup. But I'm going to hit Control W and because I want it like this, and then slide that back together. Let's see here. And then I kind of want to put this back here and split it like this a little bit. And then I'm going to smooth that down. So I have dynamic turned on right now. But I think what I want to do is just go ahead and turn on Sculpting Pro. And then I'll make sure, yeah. Let's get a good density on this. Okay, that's too high. That's pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to apply this dynamic and then delete the lower like this. So we have some good density here. And then just smooth that down. Maybe a little more dense than that. There we go. Because I just want to soften up. I don't want those super sharp edges. And let's select this, grab our color, fill it, and then grab this hoof color and fill it. There we go. And then we can inflate them together too. So we can kind of fill in that gap down the center, but smooth it out like that. Okay. I can see this leaving these tracks in the snow. When I think about feet, I think about the kind of track it would make all the time. What's up, Lavender? Yeah. So I don't know why this is not symmetrical, but we are going to turn on local symmetry, make sure dynamic is off, and then mirror and weld this across. There it goes. Okay. How do you pick the color of an image? That's a great question. You have to have the spotlight ring showing in order to do it. So if I were to just pick the color from here, it's going to pick right through it and pick this background gray. So the hotkey for color picking is C, as in cat. And if I hover over this, you'll see this color is not changing. But if I show the spotlight ring like this by hitting Z or Z, then I can use C and just kind of hover. You can see the color, see this color swatch? It's changing as I'm hovering over all these colors. And you don't have to click, you just have to hover and then let go of C when you have the color that you want, and then you can paint with it. That's it. You know, Lavender, I just barely sent a message to Maxon asking for that very thing. So if you guys didn't know, there's this plugin. I actually have a YouTube video on it that's called the Z Startup Utility right here. And I just installed it for 2024. It works from 2022 up. And basically it has some startup settings that you can turn on or off by default. So for example, this spotlight projection, I want that turned off. That is so I can use an image as a reference in Spotlight and it won't affect my brushes. So I like that one. And then I like to keep my Sculpting Pro settings, which I like to turn off adaptive for the density. So it's not tied to the brush size, rather it's tied to the scene size. And then, yeah, I just like to have these on, and this will automatically close Lightbox when you first start up ZBrush. It's not that big a deal, but it'll just close it. Does it mess with other startup scripts? I don't know. This is an official one, so this is from Maxon that you can grab. So I don't, if somebody else has made a script, I don't know if it messes with those. And then when you're all done with selecting your options, just hit this install custom startup. It should say save custom startup, not install it, but yeah, it should just save it. And then every time you start up ZBrush, it should just do those settings. I don't know if it will or not. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I would assume so if it's going in the same folder or whatever. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna bend these legs the other way so they kind of bend like this for fun. There you go. Okay, I didn't mean to Sculptris Pro that down. I just want to shrink it. There we go. Yes, it does. It's actually still named 2022. So, yes, it does. Okay, I don't think they've actually updated it since 2022, but it still works with the current version. I'm living proof. Okay. Let's start working on that face. I guess I could put some arms on him first, but yeah, let's do that. Why not? Whenever you do an insert multi-mesh, it's going to take on whatever color that you have selected. So if I were to draw this out, it would be yellow. So I'm going to grab this red color. And as you drag out, you can then go and push it in. And when you push it in, it's going to scale along the X and Y and leave the Z alone. And that way you can easily edit things, or yeah, make it skinny. Yeah, no. Well, my camera just stopped working for some reason. I don't know why, but I haven't had the bear for quite a while, just because I was getting so many questions about it rather than about the sculpt itself and stuff, you know. How did you do that arm overlay, you know, over and over and over again? I think I might turn it back on when I'm streaming on my own channel, just so I can put the description in the, or the link to it in the description, so I don't have to continually answer that question. I don't mind, but when it's like every 5 minutes, I'm like, just click in the description. Okay, let's see. I want to just kind of test the length. You can always put the gizmo like at the bend in the shoulder, like where the arm would drop, like bend at the shoulder, and then you can just practice moving it down and seeing where those fingers hit. And usually I make them kind of hit mid-thigh, unless he's a knuckle dragger. All right. I think I'm going to move those a little forward and the shoulders a little back. Just align that up. Yeah. Hey, Arvi, how you doing? Welcome. And then since this hair has so much volume to it, I think I'm going to just kind of block that out. So I'm going to let's grab a dense sphere and just kind of snap it to the back here. Sorry, it's making it dark. I'm going to do a split unmask points. Make sure I have it selected. And then I'll just kind of wrap it around that head, make sure symmetry is turned on. And just kind of block it out. And just because I kind of want some volume in there that represents that hair, so I can figure out where the horns are going to go. It's kind of shaped like an upside down C. Hey, what's up, George? You're doing well. Nice concept. Want to see your approach for the eyes and hands. Yeah, those hands are, you know, I'll probably just sculpt them like single pieces. So not some, I may block them in symmetrically, but then I'll go asymmetric right away, probably. Hey, what's up, Rice? How are you doing? Appreciate you later, chat. I have to go. Pretend being unproductive. Yeah, good luck. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. Just kind of getting that kind of C shape going on. Maybe I'll do a kind of a circle shape back here too. Do this. That's kind of fun. I want to see. Yeah, I'll have the camera working next time. I don't know. Sometimes other programs will steal it, like Zoom or something will take it over and not give it up to another program. And sometimes just rebooting your machine will fix that, but I didn't have time to reboot before I went live, so it is what it is. Make these hooves just a little larger. Okay. Lavender, is that your favorite tool? The appendage. It's good for so many things. Yeah, essentially, yeah, turning it on and off again. That usually fixes most issues you have with ZBrush. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm all hopping around here. And eventually I'll, the Macon hairbrush might work pretty well with this hair just because it's so like pointy and has a lot of edges in it. I might just do that. Or I might use the carve brush. I've been loving that a lot lately. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like when it gets there. And then with these horns, let me think about the horns. I was wondering if you can adjust the width of a poly group in a precise way. Not really. For example, an edge that you want to create a consistent thickness throughout. The closest thing you can do is poly loops. So poly loops you can do like between two poly groups. And I think is under, I thought it was under geometry, edge loop. And then you can do like edge loop mask border, which will put a loop around the masked area. So like, let me see. Well, if I masked out an area like this, I can click on this edge loop mask border and it's going to put an edge loop around it like that. And then I can do like group loops or panel loops. You can it's not very precise. This is a sculpting application, not CAD or something like that, right? So this is probably as precise as you're going to get. So you can do group loops, and basically what that does, here, let me turn this off for a second. I don't know if I can do it isolated. So, you can turn up the number of loops, and basically it's going to wrap loops around your poly groups, and it's also going to smooth them down based off of this polish setting. So if you don't want it to smooth, you can turn that down, hit group loops. See, it gave a couple of different loops in here, and it kind of, that's what it does. You can turn that polish way down if you want. And then there's panel loops, which will kind of do something similar, but it will actually break the pieces apart. So this is a piece within a piece. And this is used a lot for hard surface modeling. And then you can turn on dynamic and smooth it out. You can see that's a fun way to get like simple pieces. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Just explore and try and use group loops or panel loops. Those are both good ways of trying to get some precision out of it. Yeah. I always find it's something stupid I did. One time I forgot to lift the, what are you talking about? The privacy cover. I'm not, oh, for the camera? Yeah, it's, so I had it plugged into my Mac and I'm like, oh, it's just because I didn't plug it back into my PC. It's over in my Mac. And so I checked that and nope, it's plugged into my PC. So, oh yeah, you can use, thanks Colin. Yeah, you can use the B radius in the slice tool as well. And how to get to that is like this knife curve brush or the slice brush. You can just hold shift control. And then while you have shift and control selected, hit spacebar and select this B radius right here. And then, and that will put a slice based off of your brush size. So if I slice through here like this, you can see that it's, and if you have the other brush that he mentioned, it will just do a poly group through there rather than cutting it apart. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. So I think with these horns, I'm going to model one straight out, do the shape of it, and then I'll bend it. I'm trying to decide how I want to do that. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, let's see. I gotta think about this, like how to do all the. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a repeated thing. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just totally cheat and just go get a horn from like these chisel brushes. Let's see what kind of horns I got in here. Where are those horns? I know I've seen them before. These are like noses and ears and things. Chisel Organic? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It's taking a minute to load. There's so many things in here. So there's... Or was it like a pack? I'm trying to remember. Snake hook. Is it an insert multi-mesh brush? Oh goodness, come on. Machine parts. I think it's one I'd have to download because there's this IMM tune, but I thought there was a horn one. These are just bodies and things. Hands, ears, teeth, egghead. Okay. Yeah, I thought there might be horns in there, but there's not. I think I'd have to go find one. Oh well. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know for those. The head of sculpture at work told me there's no cheating when you're working. You're working. Yep. Yeah, it's like speeding it up as fast as you can. You just want to get to the result. Hey Tessa, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Okay. So let's just do this. Chisel Creature has the horns. Okay, let's check it out. Chisel Creature. Oh, are they in here? Oh, horn 1, horn 2. Okay, these are different than I was thinking. Yeah, these aren't the ones I was thinking about, but yeah, there's some horns there. I was thinking like insert multi-mesh kind of brushes with big, I've seen big curly horns and things, like Bad King has some, I think. Okay. Snake hooks. I thought I used to have some. I don't have the XMD going right now, Leonard. But yeah, that would have a bunch of them. I don't have that installed in my 2024 yet. Okay, so let's just make them. Appendage. I think they're about that long. Let's split off. Split hidden. Okay. Thought it was under the file menu. Like it ships with it. Like under document, file, XMD toolbox. I don't. Yeah, see, I have to download it. Yeah, I haven't downloaded it, but yeah, you're right. That would be. Yeah, shout out to XMD. They got some really cool stuff. But I have the full lifetime license of it. I just need to install it. It's been a while. Okay. Yeah, I did have it before. I didn't know that the free version now ships with ZBrush. That's really cool. I did not know that. Yeah, yeah. It's great. Colin, you cannot. It's only a one-way street. You can export them out as an FBX and then import them in as an FBX, but you can't open a tool, a Z tool. Okay. So let's shape this horn. I'm gonna try and use this knife cut brush a little bit here and cut off the end of it. Oh, you know what else I could do is hold on a second. Gosh dang it. I gotta do it before I draw it. I keep forgetting. I was thinking what else I could do is do the curve alpha brush, but that's more like hair, so I don't think there's any curve alpha. Where is it at? Show me the goods. Anyway, to loft an alpha along a curve. Maybe it's extrude profile I'm thinking of. That's it. I was just looking for a different kind of a profile, because basically this looks like that, you know, but it also like orients itself to start on whatever you click on first. So kind of like these horns, how they start like touching the head. But I don't see a profile that's like a horn. So anyway, that's an option. I just wanted to show you guys. Yeah, you can, Zen. But what I think what I want to do is basically sculpt the horn straight and then use a bend curve modifier, rather than sculpt it curvy and then try and sculpt it after the fact, because I want see how the bottom, I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see it. See how the bottom of the horn is flat right there? I don't know if you can see my pointer, but in the concept, the bottom is flat. So I was just going to flatten this up and sculpt it all and put all these little striations in it right here and then bend it. It's a lot easier to do that way. Okay, so okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut that bottom off like this. And then I'm going to cut the bottom of the horn off like this. So I have a couple poly groups. You know, before I do that, though, I'm going to crank up the resolution with Sculptress Pro, just so I have more geometry, because I know I'm going to be carving these things across the top here. Ooh, that's too dense. Turn off dynamic. Okay, what in the world is going on here? Did I add? I did add subdivision levels for some reason. I think I hit apply. Okay. I don't want subdivisions or dynamic. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Now let's cut it off. Chop Louis. And then it will take on the same density as the rest of the mesh. Yeah, Leonard, I agree with you, but at the same time for this, I wanted, let's solo it. I wanted a poly group across the bottom, and the chisel, I think you're talking about the clip curve brush. That will not give you a poly group across the bottom, and I can, you know what? You're making me think about, like, double think about this. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me rack my brain. Okay, I think what I want to do is make this lower resolution and then subdivide it, and then put these cuts in the subdivision level, and that way I can have a low resolution mesh that's been subdivided with the details in it. So I'm going to do that. All right. Oh, using the gizmo. I think the gizmo still does not give you a poly group, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's do keep groups. Let's turn this down. Detect edges, sure. Let's do 5,000 just to start with. It's probably way too high. That's not too bad. Okay, so let's do half, half, and half again. And just get it as low as I possibly can until it starts destroying this end here. And let me turn Sculptress Pro off and just kind of try and smooth this down. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to do a same. Maybe that'll fix it. Error remeshing, error encountered. Okay. I think it doesn't like that at all. Let me inflate this just slightly. Maybe it'll give a better result. It's just airing out. It's like, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's uncrease it and turn off detect edges and try it again. Still erroring. Okay. Let me undo that. Okay, I'm just going to stick with this. This is going to work. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm going to subdivide it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 2 something million. And then I'm going to isolate. So I'm going to hide everything except for this piece right here. And then I'm just going to go through and here, let's grab a color. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to go through and do a masking and just mask it every so often. And this is kind of tedious, yes, especially when you get it too thick. Sorry. Yes, it could be easier just to model this. You're not wrong. Like with traditional box modeling. Whoops. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do B radius and make my brush size like this. That way it's consistent every time. And then go. Oh, I guess it won't do that. I think I have to be on pen to use that. Or like a slice brush of some sort. Yeah, but I mean, you could still model it in here with the Z. Z tool or the Z modeler tool. There's like 500 ways to do it. You know, it's funny you bring up a Back to the Future reference. I play this game sometimes called Power Washer, and they just added a DLC where you power wash like Back to the Future stuff, like the car and Doc's van and the train from 3. It's pretty fun. It's just kind of mind numbing when you're trying to relax. Okay. So now we have this, I just inverted the mask, and we can do inflate, but do inflate reverse. So with this gizmo showing, you can see this little yellow square. If you hover over it, it says control to inflate. We can hold control, click on it, and then we'll deflate it. See, I'm kind of pushing all of those inwards. So that's what we got. You get attacked by no. Okay, so now we have this, and let's do different colors on it. So we got the brown now. Let's fill it, and then I don't know if the brown underneath is the same. I think it's lighter, so we can isolate, mask the bottom, and fill that. Okay, now looks like chocolate. Now I can put this at the end, kind of in the center. Well, let's keep it down here and see what happens. Okay, and then make sure it's centered. Well, let's go center to unmasked mesh center. That way I know it's right in the middle. Bring it down here, and then we're gonna go bend curve. Does it not work with subdivision levels? Dang it, I was worried about that. Okay. Yeah, subdivision levels tend to kind of lock you out of things, like bend curve modifiers, for example. Okay, so what we're going to do then instead is, let me look at this. Okay, I think the base level will still work. So if it just looks like this instead. So let's go down and maybe to this level. That's pretty good. And then we'll delete lower, delete higher, and this is our new mesh. We can turn on dynamic subdivisions. And so it's a little softer. It's not so harsh. Now we can do a bend curve modifier. Okay. So instead, actually, before I do that though, I'm going to rotate this whole thing so it's straight up and down. Sorry if this is irrelevant, but is it normal for a concept artist to work in both 2D and 3D? Because I'm in college and I want to be a concept artist, I'd hate to choose just one. No. So there's both, and there's a hybrid. So there's a lot of concept artists that work in 2D, there's a lot that work in 3D, and there's some that work in both. So it's completely up to you and the job at hand, I guess. So I teach at a local college, and there's another professor that I work with, and he, when he's not teaching, he's working in the industry as a 3D/2D concept artist. Okay, so let's go put these horns kind of where I want them to start. And I kind of want small, maybe a little version. So I'm going to, before I start bending these, I'm going to duplicate this and then hide the original. So I have a second pair of horns. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of scoot these together. And I think I can bend them out a little bit and then do the bend modifier from here. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, so bend curve. Let's do that again. Yep, see, so it puts the a bounding box along the surface of, or around it, basically. And then you see these little orange dots right here. We have one at each end currently. Not this little square, but these round dots. And I want more of those so I can bend it in a curve like this. So I'm going to grab this little orange handle and pull it a couple times till I have 5 orange dots. Now what I can do is I can just start moving these, starting with the end. It looks like an earthworm. It's pretty funny. So bring it down like this, and then like this, and then just kind of work my way around and bend it. And then I also want to bend it out like this. That's actually pretty good. Maybe bending a little bit out like this. It so much looks like an earthworm. Chocolate earthworm. But I'm digging it. Okay, now, secret time. Usually, people at this point will click on this gear and say accept right there. But if you do that, then this bounding box and all these dots go away and you can no longer edit it. So the better option is just to click off of this subtool onto something else. And then you can always come back to this and edit it later. Earthworm Krampus. Okay, but I do want to kind of, it's funny because this looks like one of those like earthworm collars, you know. But I'm going to take this. You have some extra options when you click one of these dots. There's 3 new cones. And there's a twist one, so I can twist it like this. Like crazy goat twist. Which I kind of want to do. Let me see if I can make it make sense somehow. Maybe like this. Yeah, just so it looks a little more goat hornish. Okay. And then these, you can see if you hover over them, this is scale. So I can actually scale that tip down to be sharper. And I want to do it to this one as well, just to scale it down, make it look cleaner. And there we go. Okay, and this one is actually a little too thick down here. So I'm going to scale those down as well. Hornish. Okay, so now we have these horns and we're done. And we can just, like I said, click off and grab this second set. And now these are smaller. So we can scale these guys down, turn them, kind of crank them back. Because it's going to put the bounding box aligned with the gizmo. It's a fun design. Fun design. Thank you, Rich. Okay. And I'm also going to scale this on down to be a little shorter, a little narrower, even not so tall. And it's a different color too, so we can grab this. Let's grab this kind of a, it kind of fades. So it starts off as this brown and then fades pretty light at the end. So let's just do that. Crank up our RGB intensity and paint this color down like that. Okay. Victor, I'm not at liberty to say. And also you're on the official Maxon Twitch and YouTube channels. So yeah, we kind of like to keep the discussion oriented towards their products. I don't work for Maxon myself. I'm just a petty volunteer here, but yeah, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to click on bend curve again, and it's going to just give me this modifier. And then once again, I can come into here and just start bending these horns around to be shaped like our concept. Just kind of bend them around, and then I want to twist it out. So let's grab this and kind of just twist. Twist. How fun is that? Twist. Spin this way down. Very crumpusy. Okay. I think he's looking pretty fun. Right. Oh, funny. Okay. Let's grab this hair now. Whoop. Gotta show our horns, and then let's do save as. Save this off as its own thing. Make sure we have the hair selected. I just wanted to pull it back, grab these horns, and just kind of move them. Okay, now let's get those eyes in there. Now they're way asymmetrical, which I'll adjust those later on, but for now we're just gonna put them in symmetrically. Okay, before I do this, when you insert a multi-mesh, when you insert a mesh, it will orient itself to the last known location of, or known rotation of the gizmo. So sometimes if it comes in, you try to snap it and it doesn't snap to the world's axis like this, then just go back to your gizmo and realign it to the world. Yeah, I do like it for rendering, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. This local symmetry, yeah. Maybe I'll keep them here. Like this. And then bury them. Okay. I think I'm going to split them off though, split to unmasked points. I usually do that with objects that are made up of different materials than the main mesh. Like basically this is all made of like skin, whatever, and then eyeballs are made of eyeball material, whatever that is. Okay, so now we can go back to the body, and sometimes I like to remesh. So see how this is kind of being stretched out, and this, like, the density is not even. So what we can do first is do auto groups, which will put every island into its own group. And then we can do a mirror and weld, which sometimes it will mess up a little bit, and that's okay. Let's solo this. And then what we can do is turn on our floor. Let's send this gizmo home, reset it. And basically I'm gonna mirror and weld again, but I'm gonna turn off symmetry and just barely scoot this to the right. And then do a mirror and weld again. And if you notice, did that work? What's going on with this? See how it's kind of has a Oh, it's because I have local symmetry turned on, dang it. That local symmetry gets me every time. Let's try it again without it. Let's reset this. I'm starting to talk to myself. That's when you know I'm concentrating. Mirror and weld. That still kind of did it, but that's okay. Floor. And you can just move the offending object over as well. So just move that a little bit to the right. Mirror and weld it again. There we go. Now that fixed it. Let's check and see if there's any other issues. Okay, now we can turn local symmetry back on and remesh this just to get more even topology, more even density. Z-remesh, keep groups, and let's do same. I like the density, but I just don't like the distribution of it. So let's turn this smooth groups down a little bit. There we go. That looks much better. So it tries to distribute it more evenly. Do you texture pose in ZBrush, or do you export the T-pose and unwrap rig in other programs? I've done both, Rancid. Like, for example, if I'm going to make a game character, then I will take it out and take it somewhere else to rig and pose and do all that stuff. But if I'm doing like a character for 3D print, then I will just do all the coloring and posing and everything in here. So looks like it took on the yellow color, which is funny. Let's fill that up. Okay. Talking to yourself makes the software work better. It's true. Am I senile or talking to the software, or is the software talking to me? So for example, I worked on Disney Infinity a long time ago. And it's been almost, I want to say 7 or 8 years now. And I posed all of those characters. If my camera was working, you could see the characters behind me, and I posed all of those in ZBrush as well. But that being said, I've been really loving this new program I found called Character Creator. And if you're, I probably wouldn't use it for this character, although I could, but basically you can push your character over to Character Creator, rig it up really fast, and pose it over there. It's really nice. Yeah, soon enough is when I get older. It'll start talking back. Okay. Let's see. Now I can do the tail the same way I did these horns. I can sculpt it straight out from behind him. I can even add this little tuft of fur and everything, and then bend it with a bend modifier. Yeah, Character Creator is amazing. So it's made by a company called Reallusion. In fact, an article is going to be coming out pretty soon with me explaining how I use Character Creator. I don't know when, but they're kind of teasing it now, so it should come out soon. Oh, nice. Hey, what's up, Max? Welcome. Okay, let's keep going on this now that we have our mesh distribution better. Yeah, I notice a lot of students will not Z-remesh it. They'll keep the polys that are stretched, and it just kind of throws them off. Yeah, Mixamo is very similar. But I feel like Mixamo's, I think it's free, so that's a good way to start and test it out. Character Creator is like Mixamo on steroids, so it gives you a lot more options, and it actually has like a like full facial animation, and it's wild. It's really fun. In fact, I made my own caricature that I made in ZBrush. I pushed it over there and rigged it up. Here, I should open it and show you guys so you can see it. It's really funny. Is it? I've honestly never used Mixamo. Does it cost? I thought it was free, so I apologize if it's not. All right, I'm just open Character Creator right now, and I'm going to show you a couple characters that I used ZBrush, It's really nice because, is it free? Okay. So Character Creator or Reallusion has a couple of plugins that are free for ZBrush. There's one that is, oh, I didn't install it in here. I have it installed in 2022, but I haven't installed it here yet. I need to. You can have them installed both places if you want. But it has one called Pose. Oh gosh, what is it called? Anyway, it allows Character Creator to talk to ZBrush back and forth. So you can send characters back and forth using GoZ. And yeah, it's super duper nice. But I can open some characters here. Let's see. Moonbase. Where is me? Oh, there it is. Okay, this is pretty funny. Oh no, Rancid. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. If it's especially if it's an animation class. Yeah, don't use it as a crutch. Use it as a tool. There you go. Since my camera's not on, now you can see what I look like. Yeah, this is really funny. And this green dot that you see showing up, that shows up when I use my 3D connection mouse. It's a 3D space mouse. And it works really, really nice to zoom in and move around. I also use it in ZBrush occasionally, but so some of these objects like the shirt and the beard and the glasses come from the Character Creator store. And then I just edited these glasses to fit, like to look like my glasses. And then the hair is I want to do some a sculpted beard later on, but yeah, it's pretty fun. I made these these hands and his teeth are really big, and I can put some animation on here and test it out. So I gave myself some pretty big front teeth. Pretty funny. I don't know how good this is working. Yeah, kind of donkey teeth. I need to shrink them up. They're too big. But yeah, I've thought about it, Howie. I need to figure it out. I need to get it working. Yeah, so I want to make this hand a little cleaner and make it kind of look like a cartoon version of my hand and do that as the overlay instead of the bear. And then have this, but I don't, yeah. Yeah, this is I'm going to be doing I'll be doing some more stuff with this for sure. And then let me show you another project I did. That is this one. Now this is the one I did for Reallusion that's coming out with the article soon. And this is another one I did during my live streams. I just made the head, and then basically I used this plugin called Headshot. Well, I take that back. I didn't use Headshot for this specific thing, but it's asking me a question. I manually moved the mesh and matched it to my sculpt. But Headshot is a great plugin that allows you to do that. But this is another model I did during the live stream, and then I pushed it over to Character Creator with their base mesh, and then it's just, if you use their base mesh, then it just comes in automatic with full facial animation and stuff. It's so nice. But this is just has a subtle motion on it right now. But it's so fun to see your character with a full body, essentially, with motion, right away. This would usually take like a week to retopologize, rig, and get all ready, but it took me a couple hours is all. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. Little demo of what I got going on here. So, but for characters like this, you can rig them up. But it's called a non-standard rig if they're not human. And so you can go in there, it's called AccuRig, and you can rig them up with that, but it won't come with full facial. So Rise, I was lucky, and I had a good friend of mine, his name is Nathan Lindsay, that I used to work with at Disney. He just happened to caricature me, like draw a caricature of me, so I just had it. And I used that to base my caricature off of. But yeah, then, some pictures of me and a mirror, essentially. When you create a character for facial animation, or around how high poly does it get? Because I feel like I'm going way too high. Yeah, so, well, you also need clean topology. I already closed that character creator, or else I'd show you the topology, but it's, oh, before the retop? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The retopology is the only thing that matters, because that's the only thing that gets animated. But you don't want to push over like a 10 million poly model over to character creator to retop. So yeah, just a couple million is fine. All right. Like this guy right here, his total points right now is 54,000. It's pretty low as far as ZBrush is concerned. Okay. Now I'm going to use clip curve brush this time, just to kind of clip this down. Let's go this way. I think there's a limit if triangles per character, 500,000. Like to push over to, I think we just pushed over I want to say, what did we do yesterday, Neil? How big was Raz's? It was pretty dense, and it still worked. And that was just, we pushed the head over. It handles quite a few. I want to say in the millions. Can't wait to try that with some of my characters from the course. Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, if you don't know what Rise is talking about, I have a course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. You can see my logo at the bottom right there. If you go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, you can download my user interface, my brushes, my ruler, everything for free over there. And I also teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop. I've been running it for the last 6 years. There's like, I think I have over 2,000 students in there. And yeah, it's been, and now I've opened up I call it my acceleration program, which is a very highly focused feedback sessions, just to get, because the fastest way to improve is by getting feedback. And so if you're interested in the acceleration program, it's not advertised other than my live streams here. So if you're interested in that, just send me an email to shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com, or click on the contact button on the main page. That goes straight to me. So if you're interested in that. Okay, so I'm going to do same again. Cube groups, sure. Let's see what this gives me. It's like a little cup. I'd get the downloads just for the IMM brush with the appendage. Thanks. Yeah, I created all these shapes in Maya. I mean, it's basically just an extended sphere, but it works. Such a fun design. Makes me laugh. You know, that's kind of my whole decision process when it comes to what concepts I choose is, does it make me laugh or not? And this definitely makes me laugh, especially these two little kids in the bag. That's so funny. Okay, let's see. I'm going to fill this red. There we go. Okay. This is a ZBrush Lavender. What is that? What is that in reference to? Like showing character creator? I don't think Maxon minds because it's so integrated with ZBrush. They just don't want you talking about like competing software. Oh, Maya, yeah. I don't consider Maya competing software. you can't really sculpt in there unless you want pain and suffering. Oh goodness, Milton. What advice would I give you? Well, I would have given you a make sure you know 3D before you jump in, but that's yeah, it's I mean, if you have resources to sit and learn it while you like, I hope you can pay your bills until you learn it, essentially. But my advice would be to first learn how to block out your characters. This is still pretty much in blockout stage. So learn your proportions. That's like the most important thing. And be able to match a concept one-to-one. That's where your value comes in as a 3D character modeler for the most part. Yep, you could also pick up my course to learn it all. There's a shameless promotional plug there. Okay, let's see. Let me add a nose. No, single. There we go. Looks like a clown crumpus. Why? It's so, it should be here. Okay. Okay, let's just kind of shape this nose out. Okay. This makes me laugh. I kind of want to just do the asymmetrical eyeballs right now. I'm going to do that because it's funny. Okay. So let's do auto groups, turn off symmetry. Let's mask out one of these, center the gizmo, and scale it on down. Kind of bring it lower like this. There we go. Funny. As an old school hard surface box modeler, pain and suffering is accurate for my sculpting ability. Yeah, Howie, I use Maya for box modeling for I think the first 15 years of my career. I also used 3D Studio Max. Okay, now that his nose is in there, I'm seeing that his face is too long. Why the long face? No. There we go. Okay. So it's pretty close to his nose. His chin is longer. Yeah, that's kind of, I think the beard and everything makes it deceivingly long. Let's check. I want to check my proportions a little bit because something is feeling off. I don't know if it's, I keep going back to the body thickness or wideness. I want to make him thinner, maybe thinner from the front. It's got this dumpy butt. Yeah, bigger feet for sure. Okay. So let's check this. Let's put it in perspective. Let's turn perspective to like an 85 maybe. And then we can bring this over. Turn the opacity down. And then, man, okay. So let's line this up here. And I just kind of like to hover it just to kind of see, yeah, his feet need to be way bigger, but I feel like his head now is good. His horns could be bent a little lower. His body could be a little squattier, just barely though. You can see, we can also do this. His neck is a little long, but his feet need to be huge. Okay, got it. You don't want to match it to this exactly 1-to-1 because it's 2D art and it's not going to be perfect. So let's give him a shorter body a little bit, and then let's really crank these feet up. They're like way big, like this. Turn perspective off. Kind of put him out in front of him a little more, and then adjust this. Kind of went too much with that. Let's solo it, just kind of so I can get to it better. Okay. That feels much better. And his legs need to be smaller, like his upper legs. No, not inflate. Move. Okay, let's just kind of skinny these up a little bit. I want to make his knee pointier. Okay. I had a kind of a crazy crap episode last night with smoke detectors. Like I needed to change my smoke detector batteries, and I changed them out with batteries that were too old. So like 4 or 5 of my smoke alarms started chirping, and they just chirping all night. And I didn't understand why. I didn't know that the batteries were like 2020. That's what they were from, 2020. They're like 3 years outdated. And so, yeah, miserable. So I'm kind of half daisical. All right, is skinny up an industry professional? Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, I was going to make his head go lower, but in order to do that, since there's all these different parts here, and I just want to shrink this neck, I could either, well, yeah, I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to mask off right in the middle of that neck like this, invert it, blur it. Okay, so now this is just showing, but I want to move all these pieces and parts with the movement. So I grab the gizmo, reset it, and then I turn on this transpose all selected subtools. But I don't want to move the hoofs, right? Just all these pieces. So what I do is hold down Control plus Shift and drag, and that will clear everything out. Change to select lasso. And then I want to move all of these things. So now the hooves are hidden. And now I can just kind of move his neck down a bit. So it's a little more Looks like this eyeball is not going along for the ride, like it's being masked. So let's go to those eyes. Yep, sure enough, see that eyeball's masked off. So let's clear that mask and do it again. So let's go back to the body. Okay, now if I move it, it should move along. There we go. Move along. Get a can of air and blow them out. Yeah, I do that, Leonard, but they're not that old. They're like 4 years old, I want to say. There's not really much dust in there. Okay, I'm gonna do just some generic like knuckle fingers. These hands are so unique. Yeah, I really like them a lot. I'm gonna squish them down from this direction though, so they're not so bulbous. I'm looking straight on here. So they're still wide when it comes down here, but not so thick. Okay, and then let's insert some of those. They're kind of finger, like the whole thing is like a big fingernail, which is, I love, makes me happy. Grab the color. And then they kind of go from big to small, like, well, small and then big to small. So let's try this out. I'm going to split it. Arrow down, so I'm selecting it. And then again, why is it over here? I don't know. Make sure you turn off your transpose all selected subtools, and then you can hit this little icon to move your gizmo into the center of that object. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to ask Ian how to fix that. Just kind of scale it, rotate it, bury it, twist it, pull it, bop it. And then just kind of shape it. And I kind of want to hollow out underneath, so when he grabs, it kind of feels like a nail, you know. Gonna turn it this way. It's a little big. Let's scale it down somewhat. Okay. I might need to use the restroom here in a minute. I don't know if I can wait 15 minutes. Okay, too much coffee. All right. So once I get that in place, it kind of has this weird, this interesting knuckle bump on it, where it changes directions right before it goes into the surface of the skin. So I want to get that. Kind of goes up and then down. It's wide like this. Okay. Now you just hold down Control and dupe it. Scale it up. So what now? I know you haven't gotten to it yet, but it's really bugging me and not looking at all like the concept, like how you want to do the asymmetrical eyes, that he doesn't have eye bags yet. Oh yeah, I'm hopping all over the place. So I'll get to that as soon as I can, you know. Yeah, those eye bags are hilarious. That'll be part of it. I just got to build things one at a time. And it's only been an hour and 45 minutes, so all I can do is move as fast as I can. Now I'm trying to decide if I want, yeah, 3 fingers and a thumb. Okay, I want to make the pinky really small. And all of these are in their own, or in one poly group. So I want to do auto groups like this. And then but when you do that, they're not symmetrical anymore. So I can go painstakingly go through and just kind of isolate them like this. And then just show these two, hit Control W and put them in the same poly group and do that for each finger. But my buddy Steve James showed me a better way and just do a mirror and weld. And it will just take whatever's over here and put it over here. But you just kind of have to be careful because sometimes that mirror and weld will actually weld them together if there's vertices that are too close to each other. So you kind of want to check that sometimes, making sure they're not welded. Just going to put this finger a little higher. So what are you saying, Alex? Concept work or not? Usually want to try and keep all the parts in the scene at the same quality. Don't want to have photorealistic head and a blocked out body. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it should weld at this, only weld at the center, but sometimes it will, if you have verts that are very, very close to each other, sometimes it'll weld them. Because it's doing the weld function at the same time, like just the base weld function. Okay. And those fingers need to be way bigger, just like the toes. So let's zoom or scale those up really big. Okay, that's fun. There we go. All right. Okay, David, just for you, I'm going to put in those eye bags so you're not bugged as much. And he's missing the teeth. There's still a lot of stuff. The little kids in the bag. Okay, so let's grab this top dark brown color, dark red, whatever it is. And I'm going to go ahead and split these off into their own group. We'll just scale them down, rotate them. Grab our move brush and just scooch them around. Does that feel better? I needed the second one underneath it, but. And then I'll make it asymmetrical here in a minute. Okay. My watch is telling me I need to stand up. Okay, let's duplicate this off. Book. And then grab this other color. Fill it. And sink this one underneath that other one. It's funny how it just hangs off his face. How nice. It's very important to stand. Otherwise you get blood clots in your legs and stuff. My buddy Alan had that happen. Okay. Does that feel better? You can breathe now. let's give him a little eye, like red eyes. I want to grab that color. It's really bright. Okay. You do. Crack me up, sure. See, Gizmo is not where it needs to be. Should be there. So I can just go wink. I should probably put some kind of a black outline around it, but this one's kind of cross-eyed sitting in there. Okay, why is it not? Oh, that's why. Because it's part of the same. Let's do auto groups and then mask this off. There we go. Okay, that will work for now. Oh, makes me laugh. Okay, let me take this hair and I want to bring it, since he doesn't really have ears, I want to, it's kind of weird that it's not going down the back of the head, so I grab it, go like this, and give him some sideburns, and then make it kind of go down the back of his head. I don't know why it is, but it makes it feel better and like hair. Okay, and then I can do, let's see what time it is, 1:53. Okay, I got time. It's like Mr. Incredible. We got time. Okay, so I'm going to apply the dynamic subdivisions, add a couple more. So now we're at 2 point something million. I'm going to save it. Okay, and then we're going to grab our handy dandy carve brush. And then start to carve this hair up. First symmetrically, and then as I approach the center, we'll go asymmetric. So let's go. Yeah, he didn't have time. Something, it's got a little wave in it. I need to fix that first. And it's probably best if I z-remeshed it so it's more even. It's pretty even, but it's got some kind of loopy-doos in there. So I'm just going to delete the lower subdivision levels and remesh this again. 5, sure. Okay, let's see what we get. Since this is so dense, it's taken a while to do it. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go. Oh, it looks like I got some floaty bits. What are you guys doing? That's not the eyeballs, is it? No, that's weird. Okay, I'm gonna hide these and delete them. That's really strange. Okay, so let's go lower. Lower. Maybe 2. Okay, that's better. Nice and even. But this is kind of weird. I'm going to smooth it out just so it doesn't think it needs to try and keep a hold of that stuff. And then I can just do same. Do it again. See, that's much cleaner. There we go. That's what I want. All right. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide up to 2.9 million. Grab this color again. There we go. Fill it. Grab the carve brush. And this should give us a much easier time. Ah, that's better. Okay. But I want to solo this, or I can turn on transparent, just because sometimes these objects that are in front will be in the way when I go to do these strokes, and it's not always the greatest thing. Okay. Oh goodness, why did it do that? It's like I grabbed the... Okay, stay. I think it's because I started off of the mesh first. Yep, that's what happened there. Okay, so I'm going to turn symmetry off and do a couple asymmetrical. Maybe smaller. Okay, now what to do with these points. Snake hook with AccuCurve on. And you can just kind of grab these. Let's turn symmetry back on. Just kind of pull some of these out where it makes sense. Isn't that fun? AccuCurve makes it all pointy. So then I can come in here with inflate and just kind of make it not crazy pointy. What is AccuCurve? AccuCurve is a fall off modifier. So typically your brush fall off modifier is round, and AccuCurve just makes it sharp. And you can turn it on for basically any brush you want. Okay. All right. Just kind of mess these up a little bit. Okay. Kind of liking that, but it feels a little too long in the back. Shorten it up. There we go. So then I can do, I'll do the same, like pull some more out in the middle of here, so it feels like it's a lot of different hairs coming out. And with this carve brush, I can kind of make where it attaches to the head. Let me hide these horns. Hide those horns. And then I can do move and kind of do the same thing on this end. The horns are probably in the way and you won't see this, but I like to make it look like it's actually coming, like growing out of the head. Yeah, something like that. Okay. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I still got a lot to do, posing him, giving this little bag of kids, and then merging everything, and then adding all the extra little bits, like the teeth and whatnot. But pretty happy with how he's turning out, I think. Yeah, thank you so much. And one more time, if you want to get this custom user interface, these brushes, and the ruler file that I have, you can always go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and grab that stuff for free. Give it away for free. I'm going to be updating it soon with the 2024, adding a few things there. And because I want to get to the bottom of why the insert multi-mesh thing is doing that, and maybe I can set it up in the project file to just be like that all the time. So, and I also teach a course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. If you want to learn more about how to create stylized characters like this one, and if you really want to amplify your learning, you can always join my acceleration program. I still have a couple seats open right now. If you're interested, it is more expensive than the regular workshop because there's weekly feedback. So if you're interested in that, just send me an email, shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com, or go there to the website and click on contact. That will go directly to me. So thank you very much, everybody, for spending your Monday with me. As always, happy sculpting, and we'll see you next Monday. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see ya.